back to another video. Rapunzel. Want to be here, Spencer back in another video. Today's video is going to be like a little update video, I guess. Kind of more explaining why I haven't posted. I know I was supposed to post on Saturday, I think, but I didn't, and I'm extremely sorry about that. But things have happened in the past few days that now I'm going to explain. So obviously my studio space is behind me, and I'm sitting here on my bed technically. And yeah, so let me stop talking and let's get on with the video. Well, I'm sorry if you hear any noise. There's a garbage truck outside of my room actually. So anyways, so basically we go to the pediatrician, and so the blood test comes back. And what happened was that and it said that I got tested positive for Lyme antibodies. So we go to the pediatrician, and he's like, put Lyme's all the way down at the bottom. I don't think it's Lyme. It's more muscular, while Lyme's more joint. So then what happened was that the orthopedic doctor called the same day and was like, no, I think it's Lyme's. Go see an infectious disease doctor. So that's what happened. We go see the infectious disease doctor. And he's doing evaluation and stuff and whatnot, and then he was like, okay, I don't think it's Lyme's, because my Lyme antibodies did come back positive, but then you have your IgM and IgB, I think. I don't know if I said that right. And those came back negative. So technically it was a false positive, I guess you can say, but it's negative. So I don't have Lyme's technically. So then what happened was he was like, okay, I think this is more neurological. I think you need to see a neurologist like pretty soon. I don't think you should wait so long, because my neurologist appointment is like later, like late. So he's like, I don't think you should be waiting that long. I want you to get kind of seen now. And he tried to get a neurologist to see me that day, or try to even talk to one, and they wouldn't, and they were just too busy. I don't know what happened, but she's like, well, there's another option. And I had just this gut feeling that he was gonna send me to the hospital, and I am like, great. I'm like, don't say it. So then he said, you're going to the you can go to the emergency room and get admitted. I'm like, great. I was not really expecting this to happen today, but yeah, so basically that's what happened. So I'm gonna go into the hospital part. So basically when we get to the hospital, we go through the emergency room, because that's what he told us to do. He called ahead to make sure that they know that we're coming. And then what happened was that they they put me in a wheelchair, so they're wheeling me around, and they get me into a room. And actually, shockingly, I had a purple room. Yes, I don't know if they knew me or it's just coincidence, maybe. But I was put in the purple room, which was actually kind of very surprisingly, but it did make me feel a little better because I was in the purple room. So then what happened was that a bunch of people evaluated me, and they took blood. They took blood tests because they wanted to send out blood. So then what happened is after a while, after a few minutes of evaluating and questions and doctors coming in and out and nurses coming in and out and so much, what happened is they came in later and they said, we're gonna admit her. I'm like, great. I'm like, and this is all happening the same day with the infectious disease doctor, the emergency room, and getting admitted all on the same day. And I'm just like, it's a lot of information for me to process, because I can only process so much information at once, people. So basically it was a lot of information to process. So basically what happened was they brought a wheelchair down, and they brought me up to my room, and then my bed, the first one that I went in, was chirping. It sounded like a bird was in the room. My mom and I are sitting there laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds like there was a bird chirping in the room. When really it was the bed. So basically what happened was they switched out the bed, and they're like, we're gonna do an MRI for the spine and like the bottom and like the lower back and like, yeah, all that, like mainly in the lower back, like that's in like the lower spine and stuff. So we were trying to focus on that. So then what happened is that they were like, how about we do it tonight in like 3 hours or something like that. So they're like, okay, like we'll just do it tonight, get over and done with, and then go on. So basically what happened was, they switched out my bed, and then I got a bed where it was like moving every 5 seconds for people who need the circulation constantly, who don't get out of bed, and I'm like, I don't need this. So we unplugged the bed. So then after that, they brought a stretcher down, and they put me on the stretcher, and then go into the MRI, and that MRI took about 40 minutes, so to say, give or take, probably. That night, I probably got done around like 10:30 at night. Then we went back up to the room, and then like I was just in and out of sleep, and then at 4:30 in the morning, they were like, okay, we need to switch your room, pack up all your things, and we're going to switch your room. I'm like, oh great. So then what happened was, and they had to take more blood. Switched to my room, take more blood, left, and obviously vitals were constantly going. Like they were out in and out of the room for vitals. And then that day in the morning, they came in and they said, so then they explained, and I have a very, very mild scoliosis. I mean, no one's spine is perfect, so I have very mild scoliosis, and they did see something on like the fifth vertebrae, I think. So basically the next step was have the brain MRI and the neck, like the cervix area, it's the neck basically, MRI done. However, the MRI, we didn't get the MRI till later that night, so we were staying another night basically. So I had to do school in the hospital. I'm like sitting there in the hospital bed, and when I woke up, I was in a divot, like I was just in a hole basically. I was like, oh great. I'm like, this is very uncomfortable. So basically what happened was they switched my bed again. Again they switched my bed. And I had like at one point we had like the whole team come in. We had like we just, because it's a team that they work on, in the hospital I was at. So the infectious disease doctor was there, the neurologist would come in, and it was just like a bunch of people, nurses and all that. So basically that's what happened. Switched my bed, I'm doing schoolwork and all that, and then what happened is like none of them said that it was really Lyme's. It was mainly because Lyme's more joint, while this is kind of just general in the legs. However, like they would do stuff all the way, like from basically my head to my toes, to check my strength and everything. My strength was completely fine in the upper body. It was just the lower legs. So basically what happened is that they were like, okay, we're gonna rule out the big stuff like cancer, tumors, probably more. I just can't remember off the top of my head. All those came back. I don't have any of them. So basically what happened was, did the MRI with and without contrast. That MRI took 3 hours. Yes, I am saying 3 hours. I didn't get done with it till like 3 o'clock. They gave me medicine for it. And that medicine did not, it's supposed to be medicine for me to relax and to go to sleep. No. If you guys have ever been in an MRI, it's basically, because both the times I was head first in, I mean, obviously you have earplugs in, but it's just some noises are like gunshots, jackhammer, the emergency thing, that's what you hear. So that's basically what it was. So then what happened was, we did the 3 hour with and without contrast and stuff, and there was a little problem. I don't really remember the problem, but there was a little problem. I'm like, oh my god, just fix the problem, put me back in, and let's get this done. So basically what happened is that they eventually get it done. I go back into my room, and I slept the whole next day. I ain't having school because it was the weekend. And I was just done. Like, I wanted to go back home. I'm like, I want to go back home. I don't want to be here, because I thought I was going to get discharged the day before, but no. So basically what happened is so we were waiting for the brain and the cervix MRI to come back. That took forever. And I didn't get discharged till late that night. They said it's basically completely fine. The brain was completely fine. I have like a little bulge at the top of my spine, which just means that my spine's pushed back a little bit. But there's really nothing they can do about the very mild scoliosis in the bulge. If anything, there is something that they can do, but it'll be very, very little. So, like, unless it becomes a bigger problem, then they'll fix it. But there's nothing really they can do about that. So, basically, they were like, okay, we're gonna discharge you and follow up with a whole bunch of doctors. I mean, I'm seeing like a whole bunch of doctors now, physical therapy and all that, and my primary doctor and all that. So yeah, pediatrician stuff. So it's a lot. So basically, that's basically what happened. And I got discharged that night, and then now was the next day, I guess. So the next day, family came over. My aunt came over, Allie, Chris, my uncle came over, Papa and my grandma came over. My brother Zach was happy to see me. I was happy to see him. I was happy to see all my family. And they all came over. It was very slowly all coming in, but eventually they all came in. And then, and my cousins brought Chewy over. My aunt brought Chewy over, which is their little dog, which I'll put pictures of all of us with the next day. And it was very fun to, and he was just like running around the room and stuff. And then I got munchkins from my grandma, from Dunkin' Donuts. And then I also got this thing from my aunt and all them, which is this thing. Very cute. Actually, it's big though. It's very big. Actually, its name is Hope. You can see right there. Yep, right there. Its name is Hope, and I didn't realize this till like actually today, and I'm like, oh wait, its name is Hope. Like, I didn't realize that, is this a coincidence or what? And then attached to this, I have a balloon, if I could bring it down. And there's a little balloon saying a get well hug for you with a bear and hugging a heart. So yeah, thank you to everyone about the well wishes and stuff, and I'm kind of slowly getting better, I guess, but hopefully we can get this completely done and in the past and everything. That's what I'm really hoping for. But thank you for all my friends and family for the gifts, the well wishes and everything like that. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Post every Wednesday and Saturday. Make TikTok, musically, kinds of Rapunzel, Squansby. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. That's why I didn't post on Saturday. I'm very sorry about that. But Saturday's video will come eventually. I haven't even filmed that video yet, to be honest. So it will come eventually. However, thank you for everyone for the well wishes, the gifts, the text messages, the calls, everything like that. So yeah, thank you to everyone for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.